checked an identity box at some point in our lives. But what happens when you don't quite fit in the box? My decision to become a mother as a masculine-centered lesbian quickly confirmed for me that I did not fit into society's boxes. I remember their reactions. You want to be a mom? Who's going to be the dad? You're not married. You know, how? When most girls were thinking and dreaming of weddings, I was planning collecting passport stamps with my future kids. My family and friends were skeptical. The church said I was confused. And to make it, worse, the media never showed images of moms who looked like me. I kind of favored that guy on the picture. Nonetheless, my decision was to become a mother. On April 24th, 2010, I proudly walked into the fertility clinic. I said, "Hi, I'm Brooke Coley. I'm here for my 8:30 appointment." The receptionist looked at me, then looked at my partner, and then slid her the paperwork. Now, she was wearing lipstick, but we were there to check in my uterus. So it started with the battle of the baby showers. I had to show up to the shower for my family dressed as the lady they prefer, and the shower that my friends threw me, I got to show up as myself. Being in labor was actually the first time I truly felt understood in the process. I was just a woman awaiting the birth of her child. I didn't think about one day I'd be called sir in front of him, or whether I'd have to sit with the moms or dads at kids' parties. And my appearance alone, people thought that I would not breastfeed my child. Now, forget about the benefits to him or my potential to regain my girlish figure. I could carry him for 9 months, but the thought of him feeding from my boob is where people thought I'd draw the line. Why do we do that? Why do we limit what people's roles and capabilities, by what we see? Look at these pictures. Who's the father? Who's the race car driver? Maybe it's familiar because we know those people, but if we didn't, would it be? I like to think about how people build perceptions like they assemble IKEA furniture. You've got the ones that follow the manual to the T, then you got the ones that chuck the manual, right, and do it their own, and then there's that few smart group that don't attempt it in the first place. I fall into the second group. I am not defined by the clothes I wear. I bear the same worries and frustrations as any other mother. As a single mother, I span the gamut for my son, from cooking Santa helpers cookies, and I had to wear that hideous apron. That was another thing. But he's my joy. Do I look like the other kids' moms in this class? No, I'm cooler, much cooler. No, seriously. And I was the only mother to be coaching the pigskin football while the other team moms rooted from the sideline. I wasn't fortunate to have a lot of examples of moms who look like me, but I've been able to be that for someone else. My very dear friend Tennille, first when I had Clark, she was skeptical. She said she didn't even want to hold him, but she soon embraced motherhood for herself and now gave birth to her own baby girl. I want Clark to have a healthy and successful life. I want him to be whatever he chooses, because if he spends his life trying to be someone else, who will be him? Recently, we were watching a documentary and the character described herself as being gender fluid. Sometimes she felt like a man, sometimes she felt like a woman, always like herself. Clark said, "Mommy, that's you." The one who calls me mommy gets me, and for me, that's all that matters. This was his artwork. I said, "This is a beautiful alligator. It's the most beautiful alligator mommy's ever seen." He said, "It's a dinosaur." The point, things are not always what they seem, okay? I've had some really cruel and unusual experiences on my journey. You never know how you and your response to someone's difference could be the only thing standing between them and a bottle of pills that night. You never know. I am not a man, I'm not confused, I'm not a deviant, I am a human. And I am raising a child that will not put limitations on love, that will be an advocate for gender equality, and that will embrace people for their differences. I am raising a man of the future, and he's a classic man. So my most important identity is that of mother. What do you call a lesbian mother that prefers to wear men's clothes? you call her by her name. And mine is Dr. Brooke Coley. Thank you, Phoenix.